Hey, everybody. Welcome to the one and only Friday Night Audit, the only show in hospitality that has the answer to Mitch McConnell's whereabouts. He's been out catching past episodes of FNA, and he can't get enough of them to tell the world he's alive. So we're very excited about that.
That's it. You know, and I'm so proud of you having that 20-minute conversation with him yesterday. I can't wait to see that video.
All right, everybody. I'm Glenn Hausman. That's Craig Sullivan. So, Craig, we got no guests today. They had an emergency and had to cancel last second, but we said, what the heck, let's come on and mess around. What do you think?
I think it's still a great idea. It's too bad our guest couldn't join us today, so we'll work on getting him rescheduled.
I have a good idea. Why don't we make Suzanne the guest? Why don't you introduce her? There she is.
We've got Suzanne Bagnera, Vegas-bound Suzanne, joining us today. How are you, Suzanne? I haven't seen you in like 30 seconds.
It's been so long. Quite honestly, I just figured that we should just pivot today's episode to just really focus on Glenn. I'm not the spotlight here. I feel that we should take our texts. Maybe we could take the texts from yesterday and Glenn's travel and make one of those raging songs that everyone's going to sing about, like I have to take a poop. Like, it could really be entertaining.
Well, you know what? Suzanne, you should throw up that breaking news banner because we do have breaking news.
Do we? Okay, hold on. I gotta find that one. There we go.
Glenn Hausman removes Ivanka and Jerry from buying a house off the Albanian coast, 1,400 hectares, now to become the House of G and the Pink Flamingo Gaming Club.
That's right.
Private airfield will not be used by guests.
Consulting with me. It's going to be very exciting.
I like that you're not allowing the guests to fly their jets in, that they still have to go to an international airport and go through fucking customs.
And then you have to swim to the island. And only if you can make it and prove your medal, then you could enjoy my sanctuary. But there's one thing we could all enjoy.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank goodness it's cocktail time. I didn't have one drink yesterday. Well, I had one glass of wine, but I should have. If I knew what was going to happen, I would have had more. More.
Would have it been faster for you to get home if you would have taken a train?
No, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. So for everybody who travels a lot, you know what it is. Every once in a while, you have stories like the ones that happened to me yesterday. So I'm not seeking your pity. It's welcome. It's definitely welcome. Feel free. Feel free to feel bad for good old G over here. But it was just one of those crazy things of errors. And you guys did get to follow it along with with all my delightful text messages.
Yes. Now, where were you flying out of initially to go to Atlanta?
I was at the Destin Fort Walton Airport in the Panhandle of Florida. It's I think very close to Alabama, like 20 to 30 miles or something like that, right?
That's the home of our friend Kate Price Howard, a fan and guest of our No Vacancy show.
Yep. Yeah. And I was up in Pensacola and
Central time zone in our state.
I know, it was so weird being in Central time zone, but still being in Florida and stuff like that. I was a little kind of bummed about that because if I was in the Eastern time zone, it would have stayed light out much, much later. Instead, sunset was at 7:32 when I was there, and it made me sad because I already know the days are getting shorter. And I started to really start worrying about the end of summer. But then I went outside in Florida, and I was instantly covered in a layer of sweat from all of that humidity, which I'm not built for over there. Also not built for 16-hour travel days or whatever I did yesterday.
Yeah. So you went from Florida, Alabama to...
I had to go through Atlanta to get back home. But I will tell you, I had this situation coming because on the way down, I had a 2.5 hour slot between my flights. And I'm like, it's such a long time. What am I going to do? Man, big baby. But by the time all the delays happened and stuff like that, I got to the gate, waited 5 minutes and boarded the flight. So I felt pretty good about myself. Where the lady next to me missed her flight and was going to have to stay overnight before going to Tulsa the next day. So I was peacocking about it all week, as you know. I was telling everybody about how I had that big gap and stuff like that. So it's no surprise that I got effed. And you know how it goes, Craig. It starts out innocuous enough. It starts out with your flight's been delayed 10 minutes. You know? Right? And I've been around long enough to know once you see that, then it's not going to get any better after that at that point, right? So
no, not at all.
So I'm like, okay, I've got an hour and 5 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes or something between flights or something like that. Plus, there's a good cushion on the time schedule to get me there. So at this point, I'm not really worried, particularly since they said we're going to be boarding in a few minutes. Then they're not boarding. They're not boarding. They're not boarding. And I'm like, what's going on? Then they finally got back on the horn and they're like, the cabin's too hot. They got to cool it down a little bit. So we'll all be comfortable for our 45-minute flight, right? So I'm like, we all got connections, I'm sure, because everyone, unless you're going to Atlanta, I would guess, has got to connect somewhere for this destined flight for Walton Airport, right? So the cabin was too hot. Some piece of equipment on the ground broke, so they were running one engine to keep it a little bit cool. Then they kept doing that. That took about 20 minutes. Then they started to pre-board. It was really exciting because I'm like, oh, shit, we can still make it. This is amazing. We still have a chance. Could happen. We're going to do it. They start taking the wheelchairs on, and then nothing happens. And it's like another 10 minutes with nothing happening. I'm like, this is the longest pre-board ever. Next thing you know, I'm standing, me, because I'm a hoverer. I got to know what's going on all the time. I can't. Unless I'm at the bar, I'm like, I got to get more information. So I'm standing around, and this nice lady from, whatever the subcontractor is that handles the wheelchairs and all the people and stuff like that, says that the wheelchair on the plane got wedged in there and they couldn't get the thing out. So it was there forever to do that. And then, of course, plane got hot again, so they had to cool it down a little bit more. But I kept thinking about this poor lady who's stuck on there now, all alone in the airplane, probably in seat like 28G or something like that, wondering where everybody is. I know. So it's crazy. So they get us all on the plane, and I'm really super stoked, and I'm like stressed out. And I'm like, all right, it's in the Lord's hands. If I'm going to be late, I just have to try to go with it. It's going to be what it's going to be. And, get very excited, and then all of a sudden they're like, they closed all the airspace in Atlanta. They're not letting anyone in or out because it's so hot on the plane. Y'all got to get off the plane now, and we'll call you back here in 90 minutes at about 4:00, and we'll let you know what's going to happen at that point. All right. So we get off the plane, and I'm like, all right. It's like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And at this point, I know I've been through this before. We've all been through this before. You know how this is going to go. So I call up our friends over at Delta Airlines, right? And a lovely woman called, and I really do appreciate the person who was on the phone over here. And I'm like, hey, so we got kicked off the plane, and I think I'm just going to punt this, and I'm going to try again tomorrow because I don't need my blood to boil over. So, tap, 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 tap. Oop. Tap, tap. I shouldn't have tapped anything. Tap, tap. Tap, tap. So, tap in, and she's like, you're still on the plane. I can't do anything. I'm like, no, they kicked everyone off the plane. She goes, yes, but they think you're all on the plane, so you can't change any reservations because you're on the plane. I'm like, but we're not on the plane.
But the system says you're on the plane.
Right.
That's
so
great.
Then she's like, you got to wait till the system, releases all of that kind of good stuff. I'm like, all right, patience. I'll just wait, and then I'll just change it then. So I'm waiting about 20 minutes, and all of a sudden they're like, they come on. Good news. They've opened up the airspace. So now, because we got to rush everybody to get back on, right? So we get back on, and I'm really delighted they didn't just leave us on there second they, because then we could have just left, right? And probably all done well. So another half hour goes by. They finally get everyone reseated, rev up the engines. We start going, put us on the tarmac. Atlanta's now closed airspace again. We're going to sit here for another 15, 20 minutes. So I'm like, I'm so screwed. And then we finally take off and we're flying there. And I'm logged into my screen on Delta. They made it very easily on a lot of the planes to be able to do that.
Right.
And I start getting messages that my flight to New York has been delayed. We apologize. It's delayed 7 minutes. Then 10 minutes later, it's delayed another 8 minutes. And these motherfuckers start getting me excited. I'm like, oh, maybe I'm going to do it. Because I've been down this road before. I know how it goes. Once the delays start, it cascades. I'm going to make it, right? So, of course, I missed that flight by 5 minutes, even though I'm at the gate, literally next door to the gate that I was
supposed to. Man.
I want to take this moment to apologize to the 78-year-old lady who I checked into the wall in order to get out of the plane quicker. I hope you're recovering. But, yeah. But I'm telling you, it was crazy. So I missed that. And then I'm like, all right, I got to get another flight over here. This is effed up. I'm going to do it. There's a 7:30 flight. You should know it's 6:35 right now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, the 7:30 flight, I could try to go on, but it's only standby. I'm like, I can't do that. I haven't eaten all day anyway. I'll take the 7:30. I'll go over the Popeyes. I'll make myself feel a little bit better because I love that chicken at Popeyes. And you know that it makes me happy, right? So I change it to the 8:30. I change it to the 8:30. I go over to the Popeyes. The Popeyes is a mess. It's horrible. It's disgusting. So I wind up at Wendy's. That was not so great. I had a chicken sandwich. Somewhere along the line, I lost my drink. I don't know what happened there. So now I'm parched with a spicy chicken sandwich, waiting for my 8:30 flight. So I go. We're sitting down. I'm like, this is going to be great. I could still make such and such, train, and I can get home and it won't be too horrible. And then the 8:30 flight suddenly gets delayed to 9 p.m. because a flight attendant has now decided they're ill and they can't fly and they have to find another flight attendant. So at this point, I mean, what do you even do? You've got to start laughing. My brain was going to explode at this point. So, right. So I'm like, I couldn't believe it. So, and we wait like literally an hour. The flight gets punted to 9:30. This lady, she shows up. She's like heralded as a queen. Everyone's like, yeah. She gets on the plane. She gets settled. 5 minutes later, the captain comes out, and there's a little conversation, and I know what's going on. and the women at the desk are like, no. They're like, no. And they give him the little microphone thing, right? So then he gets on the phone and goes, I hate to do this, but New York has just closed the airspace. And if we had gotten out earlier, we'd have been fine.
Oh my God.
Another hour goes by. And we finally get up in the air at 10:15, 10:30, something like that. I land, it's 12:30, and we start going to the gate. We're going to the gate. Everything's fine. We stop, and they're like, yeah, the gate that we're at, we have to be pulled in by the airport vehicle. Another 20 minutes goes by, and then they finally pull in the airport vehicle. And then, of course, when I got to the air train, in order to get to the real train, I missed that by 1 minute and had to wait an extra 14 minutes for that train. And then I did manage to make the Long Island Railroad, the 1:54 a.m. train, by 3 minutes. So I was really excited about that. Then I got to Deer Park, and I had to wait 20 minutes to get an Uber. So I wound up hanging out with this guy who was supposed to get off at the wine dance station, but wasn't quick enough on his feet to make it. Now he's stuck. And because it's after 3 a.m, the only train going back towards the city is like a massive train filled with boxcars and stuff like that for the next 2 hours. So I finally got to bed about 4 a.m. This morning, but man, what a travel day. But at least I got a good story out of it.
Now, did you think of maybe filming any of your exploits?
No, because all that would have come off is this fucking fight.
Yeah, but it's worth it. See, but now we've got that captured, and we can add that in the beginning with Liz doing her spin take. We're going to send that over to editor Dale.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, that was an effing nightmare. And the worst part is I couldn't even get any Taco Bell at the end of the night because
no, you love Taco Bell.
I had one look at my my Uber driver and I'm like, this guy's not game for anything. So I'm like,
I think you captured that he had a challenge. We haven't gotten much further than that. And
delightful.
Was, other than it might being hot, I will say that I have managed to successfully take our text messages and make a song for us.
Oh,
nice.
I mean, I don't know what the beat is, but it's Still in Florida, the Glenn Houseman Blues. Checked out at the hotel, 90 minutes to go. Thought I'd be home by the late night show. Walked outside. The air said nope. Florida community stole all my hope. The plane was baking on the Destin ramp. Cabin so hot they couldn't let us in. Sat for hours in the summer sun before this travel day even begun. Every time I think I'm finally free, another notification waits for me. I'm still in Destin. Can somebody explain? First it was Florida sunshine, now it's weather and rain. Every gate's another heartbreak. Every app says please stand by. At this rate, I'll make it home sometime before July. Finally landed, but it wasn't done. Atlanta said no incoming flights, everyone. Connection disappeared without a trace. Now I'm memorizing every terminal place. Craig keeps asking, seen a gator yet? Buddy, I've got bigger problems to regret. Stan says Naples is where they stay. I'm just trying to get away. Delay after delay, delay again and again. At this point, I'm dating Delta's gate agents.
Hi, Marcus.
I'm still in Atlanta. Someone call my home. Every time they promise boarding, something else goes wrong. Days and weather holds. This trip writes itself. It's true. Tomorrow's podcast has its opening story, and I'm living every clue. Flight guessing. Maybe Glenn's asleep on the plane. Maybe he's asleep on a train. Maybe he fell asleep in the fancy lounge. Craig says, keyword, asleep. Then comes the winning line. Wait a minute. He could be having a 20-minute interview with Mitch McConnell. Still not boarding. Still in Atlanta. There's a whole nother chorus, but
that's hysterical. That is really, really funny.
That was pretty much all of our text.
Yeah.
I will say, Marcus, the flight attendant, the lead flight attendant on the flight home to New York was really, really, from Atlanta to New York. He was really funny. He's like, I want to get, I know you all guys, I want to get home even more than you do. He's like, I'm not allowed to say hurry up because that's against the rule book, but let's move as expeditiously as possible, please.
So, yeah, Marty, I did say that today. We would literally have our own show with this story for today.
Yeah. So, hey, that one goes out for all us road warriors out there. And, you can't have all the good times without the really, really crazy times out there. I'll tell you what, but what a hoot in retrospect. But yesterday was fun.
Now, when's your next trip?
Sunday. I have to have 10 a.m. flight Sunday morning. So I got to be on the 7 a.m. train.
Where are you off to this time?
I'm going to Chicago. Our good friends over at Accra have invited me to be on their podcast called Spot On. So I'll be recording that on Monday. But next Friday, guys, James Hansen and Sarah Becker are going to be on from Accra on our show. So it's going to be, I guess, a little podcast exchange program. Although it didn't work out that way. These things happen independently. It just worked out that they're in the same week, which is kind of funny.
Well, hopefully they don't really see this episode because they might cancel your trip.
Delta or the podcast?
Could be both.
Yeah, I was going to say that could be both, Glenn.
I was just like, I'm not fond of Delta today. I mean, it was just such a one thing after another, but what are you going to do?
Nice.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Before we wrap up today, I feel like that was probably good enough. We wanted to keep this short. Should we do should we reveal who won in the last round of our, Yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right.
And then we got Glenn knows stuff after that.
We have what after that?
Glenn
We
knows
have to
stuff.
know.
God. Oh, boy. I'm in great shape for that. All right, everybody. To round out the 4 horsemen of hospitality misery, Dispenser Bottles eliminates Breakfast Buffet Hunger Games by only a 5% margin, 45 to 55%. Super, super close. That really won. Joining Water Pressure Roulette, Outlet Desert, and Constantly Hidden Lamp Switches in the final. Wait, did I get that right? Yeah, in the identical sponsor bottles in the final 4. So that's going to be really, really exciting here. I think maybe next time we kind of we have James and Sarah help us link up which one should compete against each other, and then we'll get that going.
That sounds
I
good.
think that's a very good idea.
Can we lighten up the color instead of that purple? I mean, I'm all about purple. My glasses are purple.
It is a little bit dark. It is a little bit dark.
And so
Yeah.
I feel like I have to like.
I agree with you. When I saw that today, I was seeing that, but it was too exhausting to ask ChatGPT to redo it lighter. You know.
It's all good. It's all. It just feels like each week it gets a little darker.
All right, so Craig, let's find out what I don't know, and
I'm
let's
trying
go.
to find the answers right now. Suzanne might have to read you the questions and the answers.
Fine, I got it. This time I'm actually ready to go.
Do you have the video too to play?
I
That
think I do.
wonderful picture of Glenn.
Hold on, I think I have.
The Delta Airlines, I might note.
Oh, do I? Oh no, I don't really have that loaded.
Oh shit!
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't. Look at that, because you know what? I have to load it each week because it won't go in the crazy system.
Yeah, it's weird, right?
Yeah, that's annoying. Okay, so Glenn knows stuff. Here's the new edition. Okay. Which came first, the Ford Bronco or Mustang? And bonus points would be the year.
I'm gonna say Mustang.
Okay, and what year?
I don't know. Shit. I feel like it was later. I want to say it may have been even into the 70s, but I'm really not sure.
Same year my husband was born.
64.
Ah.
You kind of got half of that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I believe the Ford Bronco would be part of like the SUV kind of thing, which didn't really start happening until the beginning of the 80s, right? When we transitioned out of station wagons.
You're pretty close on that, but the Bronco came in 2 years later in 66.
Oh, really?
Yeah, as a very small 2-door.
Yeah, I've never been a car guy. Yeah, I've only started liking like shows where they build stuff from cars recently, you know? All right, Suzanne, what's next?
what year was the last playoff victory for the New York Jets?
Last playoff victory. I don't know if I really recall the year, but I know I was with Bruce Ford in a bar at a. I do know that.
You know,
So I'm gonna say it's been a real long fucking time. Oh my god.
it wasn't that long.
2017?
It was longer than that.
2011.
20. Oh god.
And they beat the
Still hold
Patriots.
my hanging out in a bar at Bruce Ford still holds up though.
It does. And it was on January 16th, 2011.
Because I'm pretty sure it was like the Sunday before Alice started.
That would
Most
make sense because that was back when it was in January. Okay. Did the U.S. Navy officially phase out the peacoat?
I'm gonna say, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of iocane powder. You know, uh, inconceivable. I know, because you said that it must be the opposite, but you know that I would be thinking the opposite. So it is the original. Yeah, I am gonna have this one as a this is a
Have that. Prepare to die.
yeah, this is a coin flip for me. So
Okay. The coin.
all right. What was the first option you gave me?
It's a yes or no question.
All right, I'll say yes.
You're
Okay.
correct.
How about what year did that happen?
That I don't know.
October 1st, 2025.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
They went to a smaller nylon jacket, but
Yeah.
sailors can still purchase the pea coat if they want it and use it, but it's not officially part of the uniform anymore. Now that you know that, Glenn, you will go to your grave knowing that the pea coat got retired. And when it comes out at Banana Republic or Gap,
I still have one because that I got mine back when they made stuff. That
yeah, I
was-
still got one too.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, last question. How many households in the United States still have a traditional landline telephone?
You know, I'll tell you what really pisses me off is I just saw an article the other day addressing that issue, and I didn't click on it to read it. And it had to do with it. I had to do with something like, I think one of the companies wants to just stop doing it because there's so few people left on it. So I'm just going to say how many households? I'll say 10% of households are still have it.
That would be double that, a little bit more.
20?
28% of households.
Wow, that's a lot.
Roughly.
Roughly 55 million. No.
Is it? But that's like people like Mitch McConnell's age that have it.
And yours.
I don't have a landline. We don't have any of that.
I've still got one.
We used to have one. We used to have one for a long time just because my mom couldn't handle the fact that we didn't have one.
Yeah.
But then when she finally got on board with the mobile stuff, then it ceased to matter.
You know who else has a landline?
No.
Arnie Garfinkel.
Hey, that's exciting.
Yeah. I call him on it every day.
I lost mine when I moved to Florida.
Hey, did you see those posts from Paula?
Yes. Do you want to talk about them?
Anyway, I just want, she gives credit. She's giving credit to a hotel. Why not?
So yes, Arnie, thank you. Okay. So Paula is shouting out the Doubletree Chelsea Logan. That's a great property, having been from Boston. Looks like The Departed and Whitey Bulger land driving over there. Yes, they are close by. Then, not only 2 miles away, of course, is the Encore Casino.
Yeah. That place is great. I'm looking at the Rare Steakhouse right now.
Of course you are.
That was a pretty cool spot bringing that on. And that's how Glenn got to meet my friend Brian from Wynn.
Yeah.
Because I helped when I was there drive student people, employees, candidates in terms of the recruiting process.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There. And then that's how Glenn got to meet Brian and got to do really cool things in a studio in Las Vegas. Maybe that's where I can try and add another tour to. I don't know. I need something fun to do on Monday, Tuesday in Vegas.
Yeah, you should really do Encore. Wynn and Encore are just really great properties.
Yeah.
You should definitely check that out.
Without a doubt.
Arnie has factually corrected Craig. He actually has 2 landlines.
Wow.
Apparently, Craig only has 1 number, though.
No, I've got the other one too. He calls me occasionally, and it goes right to junk mail or spam block because it's not in the phone book. So
That's hysterical. All right, let's wrap this up since we had no guests today. I'm exhausted. I think we've done good. We'll see y'all back here next week. We're gonna have a really good show. I'm telling you, the guests that we have next week are super fun people. So it'll make up for how much we suck. What?
I don't know. I'll have to see how it ends. Conference ends at 4:15. We'll see what my night holds. My flight is until 10:50 that night. So if you guys are producing, I might just try and be able to at least join in.
No, I'll definitely run the show. That's not a problem. If you could be out and about and do some cool shit there, that'd be fun.
Yeah, do that, and that way Glenn can get out of doing Glenn knows stuff.
Okay, all right. Let's. I will pack the video.
But we'll have it as a backup just in case.
All right, video camera will get packed in the bag. Jennifer might not get her pineapples then, but it'd pack
Well,
anyway.
All right, whatever. All right. Forget the
bye
plug.
everybody. Aloha. Have a good weekend. We'll talk over the credits.